What the hell is up, people? My name is JRColic8704, and I have not done one of these in like 8 years. So how you doing, guys? I have a little topic for you today. I really haven't seen a lot of this on YouTube, so I thought, hey, originality is where I strive. So I'm giving you the top 5 moments that kept me a wrestling fan, basically. And because recently, I've missed a lot of Raws, not because I don't want to watch them, just because I've been busy and had to do stuff. But my interest in wrestling is kind of wind down a little bit. Not to say I'm no longer a fan, because let me tell you, that's never happening. Like, I'm too invested. And I really, because of Elimination Chamber this Sunday, I'm really, really hyped. So I think Elimination Chamber and Samoa Joe's debut and stuff like that, that's really kind of gotten me going again. So that's kind of what I needed. But it made me start thinking about, like, these past couple of years in wrestling haven't been all that, to say the least. And, I thought, what are the moments that have kept me going? What are the moments that, when I was winding down, I shot right back up and said, this is why I like wrestling. So I came up with a little top 5 list for you guys, and we're going to dive right in. Number 5, now this one's very personal for me. This probably wouldn't make a lot of people's lists, especially people my age. And by the way, let me say, because of my age, most of these take place, well, all of them take place in the 2010s, because that's when I was older and more analytical about wrestling and stuff like that. So just have that little disclaimer there. Number 5, again, very personal for me and a lot of bias here, but Extreme Rules 2011, Christian's world title win. Christian was always one of my favorite wrestlers. I love the guy. I was so happy when he returned. Granted, I was happy that he had a little thing going on ECW and he won the ECW title and he was a big player on ECW. I was very happy about that. But he wasn't on the level of other main eventers, and I was really hoping that maybe one day he'd get his world title run, and he did. And granted, you could say, and it probably was because Edge had to retire. I understand that full well, but you know what? I took whatever I could get. And Christian's his match against Del Rio was a great match. It wasn't like it was phoned in effort. It was a really, really good match. It was a good moment for Christian, and like Edge's interference might have seemed a little overkill, but I liked it because it seemed like it all fit together. It was a great moment, great world title win. Booker T actually, I think, put it over very well. The way Booker T described a world title win as Christian was climbing up the ladder. A very, very good match. One of my personal favorite matches because I love Christian to death. A great world title win. Coming in at number 4. Now this isn't necessarily like one singular moment, more like a period of time, but the rise of Zack Ryder. And the thing about Zack Ryder is, like, in more way, like, people talk about like CM Punk and Daniel Bryan being people's champion. If anyone was a people's champion, it was Zack Ryder, because you felt like when Zack Ryder won that U.S. title at TLC, which again was in Baltimore, and I could have gone to that, but I never did because it was the day before my first midterm exam in high school. So I thought like I needed like to get like 700 hours of sleep and have a nutritious breakfast, but I didn't. I got like 100 on that midterm, so I don't know what I'm complaining about. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. Zack Ryder winning the U.S. title was just like it was such a great moment for everyone, and like his whole YouTube show, like you felt like you were investing yourself in this guy, like you felt like because WWE didn't want Zack Ryder to go anywhere. He wasn't going to go anywhere, and it was the people that really pushed him to that. And of course, he didn't win the world title, but he got the U.S. title, which seemed like such a huge goal for someone like him. And the day after TLC, when you had Punk as the champion, Bryan as the champion, and then you had Ryder as the U.S. champion, it was amazing. And like you felt like you were part of Zack Ryder when you won that title. Maybe I'm getting too sentimental about this, and maybe I'm looking too much into it, but that's what it seemed like. And I watched what was it? Shit. What was his YouTube show called? The True Long Island Story. Wasn't that what it was called? I watched that show every week on YouTube just because I wanted to see Zack Ryder like thrive, and his feud with Dolph Ziggler was good, and Dolph Ziggler was getting invested into it too, and he was appearing on the YouTube show and stuff like that. But yeah, like it was really a cool moment, and I was very, very into Zack Ryder. And on the flip side of all this, Zack Ryder's burial was something that really deterred me from wrestling because to me that was one of the most disgusting burials I've ever seen in my life. Just because it was basically WWE saying you don't get over unless we say so, which kind of has hurt a lot of other guys in the future too. Coming at number three, we have Sami Zayn's NXT Championship win. Basically, that entire show was just built around Sami Zayn versus Adrian Neville. First off, Sami Zayn versus Adrian Neville was a phenomenal match, 5 stars without a doubt. Well, maybe not without a doubt. I rated 5 stars. I don't know if a lot of people do, but a fantastic match. I loved every second of it. The story was a little basic. I won't lie. It was a pretty bland story, but at the end of the day, it was still pretty solid. And like similar to Zack Ryder, he felt like one of us. Sami Zayn was like the people's champion of NXT. Everyone loved Adrian Neville, no doubt about it. But like the funny thing about this match is I think everyone knew Sami Zayn was going to win. Like it was time. Adrian Neville had held that title since like February when he beat Bo Dallas in the ladder match. Everyone knew like Neville was going to get called up soon. He needed to drop the title. And like it was Sami Zayn's time, but like when Sami Zayn won, it was still like such a relief that you could finally see like the guy you've wanted from. And like Sami Zayn has been such a huge part of NXT ever since NXT became like really mainstream with the WWE audience. Like that, like Sami Zayn was such a backbone of that promotion. So like it felt so good to see him win the title. Granted, too, like the previous event prior was at NXT Takeover 3 when they had the Fatal 4-Way. I thought Sami Zayn was going to win it then, but Neville, escaped with the title, and that was like such a tease to the crowd. But seeing Sami Zayn win that final time for NXT Takeover 4, I believe it was the fourth one, it was a fantastic moment. Number two, how can I not put this on the list? And again, 2 separate events, but I'm going to count them as one. CM Punk's Pipe Bomb / Money in the Bank 2011. CM Punk's pipe bomb blew my stupid little mind. I remember very vividly. It was June of 2011. So I just finished my freshman year of high school, and I was eating a creamsicle while laying on my bed, watching CM Punk's pipe bomb, and like my creamsicle was melting in my hand because I couldn't eat. I couldn't focus on 2 different things. I was just invested in CM Punk's pipe bomb promo because it blew my stupid little mind. Like I just had no idea. Like this was nothing we'd ever seen before, and like this probably should be number 1. But you guys know it. If number 2, you guys know what number 1's going to be. But this blew my mind, and the whole the hell with it. Pipe bomb. Money in the Bank 2011, but also the build to Money in the Bank 2011, because that was just the most exciting time to be a wrestling fan. I remember the next day, I had to go back to high school for like a little summer thing. It wasn't summer school; it was like a stupid music thing. And I remember I was in the car with my mom, and I'm like, Mom, guess what? You gotta buy me Money in the Bank 2011. And of course, like, pay-per-views were like $60, and like my parents hated it when I asked them for a pay-per-view. But I was like, Mom, you have to. CM Punk cut the greatest promo last night. She had no idea what I was talking about. But like, it was just the biggest mind-blowing experience ever. Because that promo was it was crazy. Like, it just at this point WWE 2010 was not a good year in my opinion, and really like I think everyone's opinion is that like 2010 like sucked. And 2011 you had a mediocre WrestleMania. I mean, I know some people liked WrestleMania 27, but I personally didn't. And then it was just everyone was kind of floating. Granted, you had Christian's world title win, but then I was also severely deflated when he lost it 2 days later to Randy Orton. So I really wasn't high on WWE. But then CM Punk happened, and the Summer of Punk was a little bit botched towards the end, but this, what was it, 3-week period from, like, the pipe bomb to Money in the Bank, like, absolutely insane stuff, and it was absolutely awesome. Now, that should be number 1, it really should, but when you were at the Superdome that night, how can number 1 not be Daniel Bryan winning the WWE Championship? Even this could objectively stand toe-to-toe with CM Punk's pipe bomb. Daniel Bryan was the most over wrestler ever since WrestleMania 28. People, and I remember this, and I wish I still had the file because it's on my old computer. I said in my WrestleMania 28 review, like the day after it happened, I wrote in my little final thoughts area, who knows, this 18-second loss could lead to bigger and better things for Bryan. Holy shit, am I not a fortune teller? He became the most over wrestler. Everyone loved him. Sure, it was a long road to the championship. He had to do tag team stuff with Kane, which he made the tag team division relevant again. Everyone loved Team Hell No. Granted, it got a little stale towards the end, but it's okay because it was fantastic. And then the Slammy Awards, no one cared about Orton. No one cared about Cena. No one cared about the fact that the titles were being unified. It was all about Daniel Bryan. And then just the ovations he got every night, and then him turning on the Wyatts and the entire arena chanting yes. How could you not love that? Like, that was amazing stuff. And then you finally get to WrestleMania 30 after like all of this build up, all of the stuff stirring in the pot. And then you have the match with Triple H, which has, in my opinion, one of the, if not the best match promos ever. Like, I will still watch that. And that song, that Imagine Dragons song, Monster, like fits so well in that promo. And that promo is like 4.5 minutes, pretty long. It fits so well, and it got you so hyped for Triple H and Daniel Bryan. And like, if that wasn't enough payoff, you had 2 Daniel Bryan matches at WrestleMania 30. WWE loves to keep WrestleMania 30 so pure and clean cut. They threw all of that away simply because the fans wanted Daniel Bryan. To me, WrestleMania 30 was the night where WWE actually said, we care about our audience. And you don't see that a lot, let me tell you. Sure, Daniel Bryan, like that would seem like a curse for Daniel Bryan because he has not been able to get solid footing back because of all these injuries and everything, and that sucks, and I hate that, and I really hope he comes back again because I really need some D-Bry in my life with new guys like Balor and Zayn and Atami, and we have a great future ahead of us, and we just need Bryan back. But you have they broke the formula of WrestleMania for Daniel Bryan. He beats Triple H in the opener of WrestleMania. Who can say they've done that? And then he beats Orton and Batista, and I still will go back and listen to it. You know, it's easy to get loud ovations in small arenas because all of the noise, like captures in one like central area. But in a stadium like the Superdome, that noise goes everywhere. So it's hard to get a loud reaction. But D-Bry's reaction, even after Undertaker losing, when everyone was emotionally drained, when Batista taps, that place erupts. And everyone, including me, jumped up and just started yesing. Because that was probably the greatest moment of my life. And like, I'm not even being like sentimental there. Like, that was honestly an amazing moment. Like, I'll never forget that. So yeah, that is pretty much what kept me going. Granted, even though Daniel Bryan is number 1, he has not been in action for like the past 2 years. It's like, no, full year. He's only been active for a couple months, which kind of sucks, but it's fine. So yeah, guys, thanks for watching.